David here, Core Confidence. Today we are talking about the 7 most painful scenarios successful men get stuck with trying to date high quality women, meet, track, date, all these things, okay? So happy to be talking about this. I know it's a bit of a challenging topic, right? But here are 7 of the most annoying and frustrating types of scenarios that successful guys run against when they're trying to basically always, right, ultimately attract their perfect 10 woman, right? Who's the perfect 10 for them? The beautiful woman inside and out, as I always talk about, okay? So we're going to be sharing some awesome stuff with you guys here today on this. And, you know, really the real solution also to this stuff, right? We'll be talking about that as well. But it's important to know what to avoid and the kinds of things that, let's say you haven't been out on the dating market for a while, or some other hidden traps that you may not be knowing that you're doing, okay, that you will run up against. And certainly you're going to identify with ones that you have been running up against, okay? It's important to identify all of these things and be prepared for all these things. Like they often say, right? Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's the idea here, okay? And so let me make sure I get the old title up. And before we really get diving into stuff here. So this is what we're talking about today. And, you know, make sure to like, share, and comment below. Always want to hear from you guys. Always want to hear what you resonate with. If you have a question, any thoughts on this stuff, right? And what's real for you and what's happening on your end too. Always want to hear about that, okay? So please like it if you're getting value out of this. Share it out if you're getting value out of this as well. I know it's not always easy to share this stuff. If you're comfortable with that, please do. Because there are other guys that could benefit from this, like you, successful guys like you. And leave a comment, of course. And make sure to stay to the end because I have some good stuff for you to get further help to really help you out to, you know, really rock this area of your love life, okay? To really rock your love life. That's an area of your love life, the area of your life. Because, right, generally, any guy that reaches out to me, pretty much always successful guy, has in pretty good shape and health. If he's, you know, been married, he's divorced, has some great kids, has some good friends, but it's just not rocking in the love life department, right? Per usual. So that's what we're here to help you with and talk about today. So, and also, if you have not seen my Attraction on Command Masterclass, you need to, you absolutely need to, okay? And what you want to do is type Masterclass in the comments below, and I will make sure to get you a link to the replay of that. It's very important that you see it if you haven't. If you want to be the guy that women chase, okay? You want to be the guy with the irresistible vibe that women are drawn to make this a whole lot easier for you because you've worked super hard, right, to make your business successful or to be highly successful in your career. You put the time in, okay? I'm just speaking to a guy just before this, just like that. Awesome guy, right? Heart of gold, a little bit too nice. We don't want, right? But doesn't want to be a jerk, right? Has some good friends, right? Has had some relationships. And now, right, you're at a point where it's time to solve this thing. And you don't want to be weirdo pickup guy. You don't want to be a bad boy jerk. And you know that being the proverbial nice guy isn't working for you. Bottom line, right? So let's talk about these things. The first thing we're going to talk about for, you know, scenario number 1 is the classic getting flaked or getting ghosted on. Getting flaked or getting ghosted on. So getting flaked on is, I think there's a new one they're calling it curving. So we'll call that getting flaked, ghosted, or curved, okay? But it makes sense when I explain it. So flaked obviously is when you're setting up the first hangout. If you connect with a woman, right, get her number, so on and so forth, etc. And it seems to be going well. She gave the number. She's responding to your texts or your messages. And then when it comes time to meet up, she starts saying, oh, I don't think I can. The classic one when I was growing up, there was the joke was, I got to dry my hair on Friday night, right? That one sucks. But she's got some other reason. Oh, I forgot I had this thing with my girlfriends. Oh, I forgot I had to go take my son to X event, right? Or daughter or whatever. Oh, I came down with something. I'm not feeling so well, right? That's getting flaked on. An excuse on basically the first date, trying to set up the first date, okay? And which maybe you tried to or did, and she said, yeah. And then the whole thing changed, okay? So that's the first. Now, of this first point, there's two more, right? There's getting ghosted. Ghosted is when you've actually gone out on a date or more, okay? And then all of a sudden, whoosh, nothing, like a ghost. You don't, right? Usually, it depends on if you believe in ghosts or not, but we usually don't see them, right? And we don't hear them, just gone. And then the third one is getting curved, which is kind of a combination of the first two. But it's when you've been seeing or dating or going on some dates with the woman, and then she starts avoiding you. And you may or may not, usually haven't been physical with her, been romantic with her in that way, been intimate. And she thinks you're a great guy, she thinks you're a nice guy, but you're in the friend zone. So, and depending on if you guys have common friends and all that, will depend on how she treats it. She's not going to just want to ghost and completely vamoose, because that could look bad on her socially. Or she's maybe, hey, just trying not to outright reject you because she doesn't want to do that, but she's not into you. She's just not that into you. So she kind of texts, she's kind of avoiding, you kind of ask her out. She's like, ha, 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 yeah, cool. But she doesn't really bite on another date or another hangout or another get together. And there you've been curved, right? Kind of the curveball going around it, okay? So that's the first one, getting flaked, getting ghosted, getting curved. The second is the classic fear of rejection or ridicule. Fear of rejection, asking a woman out, approaching women, could be a fear of being perceived socially as striking out, right? But actually the whiff, not making contact with the ball, or ridiculed by the women. Like, ooh, you think I'd ever go out with you? That's a huge fear a lot of guys have. Embarrassment, things like that, right? It's a very, very tied into confidence type of fear, okay? Super common, deal with it all the time with guys, and it can be overcome. It is challenging, right? Be honest with you, it's challenging, but absolutely can be overcome depending on your level of it. On the scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being low and 10 being high, if you have that going on, rate yourself right now and type in the comments. If you have it, where's your fear of rejection or all that at? So if you have virtually none, you'd be a 1 or 2. If you have a medium amount, 4, 5, 6, then higher amount, 7, 8, 9 on up, right? So feel free to type that. I'd love to hear where you're at with that. And I know it sucks. I don't love that you have it, but I want to hear where you're at with it, okay? So that's the second one. The third one is the ever popular, I have a boyfriend excuse, okay? Speaking with a guy earlier, okay? He's been through it enough to know that when he asked somebody out and she said, I have a boyfriend, he knew it wasn't true. You could tell. Some guys can't tell. Some guys don't have the awareness and understanding, and they think, wow, all these women have boyfriends. How could that be? There are no available women. Guys, that's not true. It's really not true. Some of them will, but when you have the right vibe, in fact, women will not even mention they have a boyfriend until later. But if they come with it really close up front, when you ask them out, it's most likely an excuse. Most likely, not all the time. So we got to crack the reality open for you guys out there who really believe that there are no available women, because it's not so. It's really not so, okay? That's the I have a boyfriend excuse. And it's really an easy way to let guys down without outright saying no. And that's why women do it. They don't want to hurt your feelings, but they're not attracted to you. And that's that, okay? That's the third. So the fourth one is feeling like and spending a lot of money on them just for that glimmering hope that she'll be with you. Okay. Particularly, right? You know, this is a successful guy. You've probably done this, paying for everything, paying for it and all that, and sort of trying to buy the affection or do the chivalrous thing. We know where that tends to get you. The friend zone, right? The friend zone. And as one of my former mentors used to always say to me, okay, that taught me a lot of the stuff, not the only one. He would say, well, you know, if you're going to be that guy that pays for everything, blah, blah, then she'll go out, give you a peck on the cheek after the nice dinner and blah, blah, blah. And then she'll go text me and go hook up with me or a guy like me, right? That's what he would always say. Now, of course, you know, he was in the seeing multiple women vibe. Okay. And, but most of you guys don't want to be that. If you want to, cool. You want to be, right, a generally good guy that has that mojo, that swagger, right? And well, guys will constantly try to, you know, spend the money and do this and that to try to fit. It's like trying to fill a hole in a sinking ship with a bucket, a pail of water, right? And just like, nope, not going to work. Okay. So that's the fourth one, spending a ton of money on them. Okay. The fifth one, not knowing what to do or say. Okay. Fifth scenario, pain point. I don't know what to do or say. I don't know what to say. Now, is there something to this? Absolutely. Okay. There is. But it also ties to a confidence issue. So hint, hint, hint. If one of your main things is, I feel like I don't know what to do or say, 99% of the time, pretty much all the time, it's my nice way of saying 100%, a guy has, he's got some pretty severe, not really severe to moderate confidence issues. Not saying what to do and say doesn't apply, but that confidence, that vibe all connects in, okay? So not knowing what to do or say is a symptom, actually, of not believing yourself, having enough confidence to engage with, you know, and basically date the women that you really find attractive inside and out, okay? Number six, lack of social activity or social life, relying on online dating, relying on matchmaking services, even relying too much on something like speed dating, which is pretty dated. It's still going on, but man, the types of women that go, unfortunately, to speed dating are just not the types that you want. Same with matchmaking. Online, they can be there, but it's so hard because there's so much filtering of data, and especially for you guys that are older and like younger women, especially if you're in your, you know, 40s and 50s, you like younger women, man, it's just real difficult to not even get a younger woman, but an attractive younger woman to connect with you and go out with you, right? And so that lack of social activity, of social life, social skills play into it. You don't have to be super duper gregarious. But women are always attracted to a guy with social skills and social mojo, along with having that, you know, sexy vibe mojo too, okay? They go hand in hand, okay? That's six. And then last but not least, number seven, okay? Guys often get in their head, the scenario that's painful is, well, I don't want to sleep with a bunch of women, but I know that's what the bad boy does, but I don't want to do that. And you want to attract a high quality woman who's beautiful inside and out, but they get too focused on, I just want to go straight for that woman, okay? Because see, women aren't attracted directly in the same way that we are as men. It's more complex for them. It's more step by step and bit by bit, things chain together. For men, it's like, oh, she's hot. Criteria met. Let's find out about her, right? And if you've dated hot, attractive women, you know that it's going to take more than that. It's going to take some personality. But for those of you that haven't and want to, you know, well, you're going to run into it. But it's still a huge thing. And yes, does attraction, do looks matter to some extent? I'd be a fool to say they don't, but they matter far less for women than they do for men. All the other stuff I talk about with the vibe and everything is super key here, right? It's just different. It's just different for them. It's biology, it's social conditioning. Okay, these things add up together. So guys really get stuck on, well, I just want to, there she is. Why can't I just have her direct? Women aren't attracted, turned on that way. Okay. Right. There's got to be flirtation going on. There's got to be connection. There's got to be all these types of things going on. Right. And a lot of that comes from how you roll up in your vibe, how comfortable you are in yourself and around them. So you have to use a many-to-one type strategy. You have to. Only plays in your favor. As I always say, I said to a guy I spoke to earlier, women are attracted to a man that other women are attracted to, and they're chasing. They love it. They can't help it. Okay? It doesn't mean to be a D-bag, B-boy jerk, right? But they just can't. They can't help it. It's just wired in there, okay? Just like it is for us. Hot women, huh? Hot women, what? Right? That's just men, right? That's how we are. So those are the 7 things, right? And listen, 2 things. I already spoke about one. I meant to say a little bit more. If you haven't seen my Attraction on Command Masterclass, type Masterclass in the comments. I'll get you that link. Really important. Second thing, you're a successful guy. This isn't working. Your love life's not working. Let's get you a plan mapped out. Let's identify what's working, what's not, your challenges, appropriate steps. Have a conversation about it. So just type call in the comments below. Have a little chat about setting up a time and making sure it's a good fit. This is something you're really committed and ready to do, okay, in your love life, because that's what I help guys do, is take it from 0 to hero, so to speak, okay? Guy Nick I helped a couple years back. Crazy success story. Blew my mind, blew his mind. Probably blew my mind more than his mind, okay? One lame relationship for the past 4 years. Then about 3 weeks' time was seeing 3 attractive women. And just went from there to a girlfriend. Then he decided that wasn't right, broke up with her. And then, I think my light just went out. Oops. And then after that, got even better girlfriend. Okay, that's what's possible. But he worked hard. He was committed. He was super coachable, resourceful guy, all in with time, energy, effort, all the resources necessary. Okay, so make sure, I'm serious about this stuff. I want to help you on the call, but you got to make sure you're really committed to want to change, because the common point of attraction, as I always say, in all our relationships is us. It's me, it's you, it's whoever we're talking about. And look, if I happen to be, relationships attraction expert coach for women, it would be the same thing. we gotta focus on shifting you, leveraging your strengths and upgrading the weaknesses. We don't have to make the weaknesses as strong as our strengths, but we have to be proficient in certain things. Meeting women socially, huge one, okay? Huge one. A lot of guys don't want to do and don't want to face up to. And so that's the quality of women that they get, okay? So again, today we talked about 7 most painful scenarios where successful men get stuck in attracting, dating, right, high-quality women, beautiful women inside and out. Well, number 1, getting flaked on, curved, or ghosted on. Number 2, fear of rejection, ridicule. Number 3, I have a boyfriend excuse. Number 4, spending a ton of money on the women. Number 5, not knowing what to do or say. Number 6, which is really a confidence issue. Number 6, right, lack of social activity or social life, social engagement, meeting women socially. And number 7, you want to date and you want to go too much one-to-one instead of many-to-one, attracting women in the pool of high-quality women so that you get to select with a healthy form of control, I like to call it, and she'll want to be selected instead of the other way around, okay? So many-to-one strategy on that. And type Masterclass in the comments if you want to see that. Type call if you fit those criteria and want to speak. And going live every Monday, Mojo Mondays, 4:30 p.m. Pacific and 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be going live later this week, probably on Thursday, but some other days too. Third on Thursdays, what do you mean? Yes, I absolutely will. So we got Mojo Mondays, third on Thursdays. It might be popping in here and there more and more. We'll see. Again, and I didn't even introduce myself at the beginning. If you don't know me, how foolish of me. David Hamilton, Core of Confidence, relationships, attraction expert for successful men. Here to help successful guys like you take your love life from wherever it is to a 10 out of 10 so you can see the women you want, high quality women, beautiful inside and out, ultimately attract your ideal relationship. Okay, until next time, we'll see ya.